This is Jasmine Pierce, and I am so excited for this year. In this video, I will walk you through the scheduling process for the next year of our microcampus. There are two parts to this scheduling plan. Before I explain those two, I want to remind you of some of the basics. First, every student must attend 90 hours per semester of group enrichment. 60 of these hours come from our weekly Thursday park or co-op class days. Table 1 provides the event, dates, and times of these activities. If you have any scheduling conflicts with these events, please let me know immediately. The remaining 30 hours will be chosen on an individual student basis, which brings us to the first part of our planning. On page 2 of this document, you will find the direction for these two steps. Step 1 is to select the activities you are committing to attending in order to complete the remaining 30 hours of required enrichment. To select these activities, you will use Table 2 on the third page. Activities in yellow indicate that it will run both in fall and spring term. By selecting the activity for fall, you are not selecting it for spring. You can try it in the fall and not repeat it again in the spring term. The activities in red are fall-only activities. The activities in green are spring-only activities. For part 1, you can choose from either the yellow or red activities in order to build your student's 30-hour schedule. Since it may be difficult to select events that add up to exactly 30 hours, you're really aiming for a window of 30 to 35 hours for this section. Let's walk through some examples. First, let's note how the table is organized. You have your event, the date and the time, the number of hours each event, and the number of times the event is offered per term. Then that gives you a total number of hours for the term. Right now we're looking at part 1, or your primary selections. For our first example, let's say your student really likes the outdoors. Since my student really likes the outdoors, I know they're really gonna like attending all of these hiking trips. So I'm gonna select the box for hiking. I also think they're really gonna like the rock climbing field trip, as well as tennis. As I scan through these are 3 activities that are all outdoors. Now I'll look at the total number of hours to make sure that gets me to about the right window. 8 hours for the term, 20 hours for the term, and 5 hours for the term. Together, that gets me to 33 hours. So I scroll to the bottom and I say my primary total is 33. Because I'm within the window of 30 to 35 hours, I've now set for the first selections. By selecting these, I am committing my student to attending these 3 things. Let's try another example. I'm gonna delete all this and start fresh.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue on. Here we go. Let's say my next student really likes music. Maybe they're just starting music and I'm not sure they're gonna like it. By selecting orchestra, I am promising they will attend August through December. It doesn't mean they have to do it January through May, but they do have to do it for the entire term if they select the orchestra. That gets me 17 hours. I only have 12 hours left that I need. Sorry. So I'm gonna scan here. Maybe I only wanna do 2 hiking trips. That's totally possible. So I'm going to select hiking, but I'll only attend 10 of those 20 hours. And then I need one more small amount. So maybe one field trip. How about the Miller Farm Fall Harvest? So I have 17. I'm going to do 2 of these, so that's only 10 hours, plus another 5. That gets me to 32 hours. So I type in 32 below. I'll go through one more example with you guys. Let's say I can look forward at my fall. We have a lot going on as a family. Maybe we're traveling a lot. I can't promise that I'm going to be in person for field trips. And these extra 30 hours, I really want to be able to attend in my home or while I'm traveling or on the road. If that is what you're looking at, these 2 virtual options might be really convenient for your family. These will be on Google Meets, and it's a virtual study hall and then an art and writing time. And while there will be a lesson during the art and writing time, you're not required to participate in that lesson. You can continue working on your own art and writing projects, and then study hall is really free time for your student to either work with you or individual work while these activities are running as a group. That gets me to 30 hours for the fall term. If you're curious about more details about each of these events, you can follow to the next page where there's more detailed descriptions for each event. Now, let's look at step 2. In step 2, we are going to select all the activities your student is planning on attending for the entire year. I know this is difficult. I wish I didn't have to do it this way, but this is really important. By marking that your student wants to attend an event allows me to budget campus funds for each event. I have to submit the budget for our entire year at the start of July, so students will only be able to attend events that have been marked in step 2, so I can allot the accurate funding for all of these activities. Let's take a look at what that might look like. Almost every single activity on this list is available to your student. Please, though, only select activities that you're mostly sure you want to attend. For this, you can select as many events as you want, all the way through fall and all the way through spring. When you're done selecting the things your student, 1, wants to attend, and 2, you're confident you can get them to the event, I need you to add up the total. This number will be a lot larger because it's all the hours for the year. That's just to help you gauge how much you're committing your student to for this year. There are 2 events on this list that require additional funds. Those are the JP2 Outdoor Lab and the Canyoneering 4-day trip. You can see more details about that below on the next page. There's one more thing I want you to notice about these secondary selections for step 2. These activities are not transferable to your primary selections from part 1 of your 30-hour schedule. For example, if you miss your rock climbing field trip, we are not able to change a student's schedule to replace it with the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center field trip. I understand this seems strange, but instead of making up our hours, instead we just have an allowance for 6 days each term, so we don't need to stress if an event can't be attended because a student or a family member is sick. Okay, now that we've covered this part of the document, I'm going to return to the email that you got from me originally. The most important part about this schedule is that you are going to share this information with me during our 1-hour meeting on the phone. This needs to be scheduled between June 23rd and 28th because at the very beginning of July, your students' schedules are due for the Colorado Homeschool Enrichment Program. You're going to click here, which will take you to the CAG scheduling student plan appointments. It's only per family, not per student. You're going to pick which of these days works best for you. Let's say Wednesday is a good day. On Wednesday, I am free. Let's say you want to wait till your husband's feeding your kids dinner. Let's go with 5 o'clock. And you'll type in your name, your email address, and your phone number. Please make sure you include your phone number because I will be calling you at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, June 25th. You'll get an email confirmation as well as a reminder of this meeting. When you come to this meeting, you're going to come prepared with this link. You need to download your personalized scheduling document. This document is just the short version of the chart. It's going to say, do you want to copy the document? And the answer is yes, because you need to create it for your own family. So we're going to make a copy. We'll edit the name to put in your own family last name. You'll put in your student's first name here. If all of your students or some of your students have identical schedules, it's just fine to indicate which students have this schedule. And then you'll follow the steps for step 1 and step 2 as I've indicated in the beginning of this video. All right, that was a huge amount of information. Thank you so much. And I look forward to hearing from you and meeting with you all. I think this is going to be a great year. I know there's a lot of choices, so many blessings, so many things to look forward to. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email or call me. Thanks so much.